Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope all of you are doing great. So we are going to start new session of English learning and learning communication through me. So for we have observed a lot of way to learn English and speak English. But today I would like to tell you one of the best procedure which we need to apply to learn to speak English and to learn how to communicate in English. That is known as listening. My friends, listening is the easiest way to learn English communications because if you are listening to anything, you need not to learn grammar rules, which you feel tedious to learn. Anybody who is trying to learn English, they may be educated or may not be educated. In spite of the, he would be able to learn any language, not only English, any language, because by following the procedure of listening, even the baby around 2 to 3 years of age would be able to grasp that language. That's why he would be able to speak after some time of his birth. So my friends, we are going to discuss about listening procedure. In this case, we should find out the suitable contents which you like to read or to listen. Very easily. That may be the story or maybe the content related to the sports or maybe the cooking or maybe any field which you like the most. And what you need to do while listening, you should always concentrate while listening. You should listen the contents with full your dedication. You should try to listen to this content in such a way that you will be able to grasp most of the things of that story or maybe the species or maybe the anything which you are listening. You should take care of all words, you should take care of all vocabulary, you should take care of intonation, and you should take care the formation of sentences, and you should also take care the flow of sentences while listening. My friends, if you are listening anything, any story, you make a habit to write down the words which you do not know, and you should try to note down the vocabulary which you do not know, because you are learning, and you should try to increase your vocabulary and the verbs from time to time. And you should try to repeat that words of the vocabulary throughout the day. And you should try to make number of sentences with those words and the vocabulary, so that the words and the vocabulary will be stored in your mind. And my friends, choose only one content for a day and try to listen the content several times in a day, so that while telling that contents, you should try to replicate the same things. That would help you a lot while speaking. My friend, if you are listening a contents, you are taking input. And the more you listen, the more you grasp the contents of the story or maybe speeches after listening several times. And while listening, you should take care of all the contents. Now it is time to generate your output. Since you have listened so many times, then and you have stored a lot of inputs, there is time to speak. That the output. Because unless you will not repeatedly speak the sentences, you will not be able to speak English. So, if you are listening any story, you should try to tell the story in words. But another procedure you need to follow, that is called shadowing or repetition or copying. Means if you are listening a contents, the next step is to listen a lines and try to repeat that lines again and again. I mean to say, you should try to listen a line number of times. You should try to listen a paragraph number of times, so that the contents will be absorbed in your mind. That is called repetition. That is called copying. That is called shadowing. Because due to this, even illiterate people are able to know how to speak their native language. Now, it is our turn to follow this procedure, so that we can speak in English without any hesitation, without any flaw, without any lag, without any hesitation. And we are doing so, we can speak the English with full confidence. My friends, if you are speaking, you always feel confident while speaking anything, while retelling the story. And that is only possible if you are listening a contents very carefully, so that you will be able to store a lot of data of the contents in your mind. So, while retelling the story, you will feel full confidence. And if you are speaking any contents with full confidence, definitely the listener will like to listen you carefully. So, while speaking, don't be afraid. Don't feel shy. Feel confidence while speaking any contents. I am following the same procedure to enhance my English communications. I am sharing only the contents to you which I am following on myself to enhance my English communications. It is my fifth video I am making for you, and I am mentioning only those skills which I am applying on myself to learn English communication. My friends, if you are going to tell the story after listening, you should try to speak slowly so that you can get the time to speak that sentences in a proper way. Don't try to move fast. Give some time to your mind to understand what to speak, how to speak, what is the rhythm, what is the intonation, how the sentences were formed, and you should try to replicate the same things while speaking. So you should always take care while speaking so that other people can take interest, I mean to say listener can take interest in your storytelling. Next thing I would like to tell you, create an atmosphere around you, create an surrounding around you of English. How can it be possible? It is possible if you are trying to speak always in English. You should try to speak number of sentences related to any of the field in English. My friends, speaking means if you are going to tell your idea to others, other people can be able to understand what you are expressing. Other people are able to understand means you are moving one step forward towards your goal. Similarly, anybody telling anything or you are able to understand properly, this means you are also moving one step forward towards goal. So always try to express your idea to others, and you should express your idea in such a way, with such a confidence that other people will be able to understand. And expressing your idea and accepting others' idea in non-communication or on conversation. So we should always try to do the conversation to enhance our speaking capability, speaking efficiency. So my friends, practice makes a man perfect. So by following listening and a studying procedure, we can replicate the story or maybe any contents. So my friends, if you are listening a story, try to repeatedly listen that story, the same story for a day. That would help you a lot. If you are doing so, you will able to grasp the 80% contents of in your mind, and your idea is to learn in this way, because for this there no need to go to school, there no need to go to anywhere. You can do this thing in your home Even you are sitting alone, you can do the same things. Another thing which help you a lot. Choose any subject and try to speak lot of sentences over that. For example, generally what I do in the morning, around 7, in my home, the water comes, and it is my duty to fill up all the bottles. So whatever do while filling the bottles, I generally prefer to speak in English. I'm giving some example how I speak in the morning. I'm going to collect all the bottles that are different in color. Some of in red, of the red color, some of in blue color, and the few bottles are in the red color also. Some bottles are made of steel, and some of the bottles are made of glass. Now I'm collecting all the bottles. I'm putting all the bottles near to the tap. I'm cleaning all the bottles with the help of water, one by one. I'm putting all the bottles in the sequence to fill up. And now I'm cleaning all the bottles in one by one. And I'm going to fill up all the bottles with the RO water. So I need to on the motor of the RO, and simultaneously I need to on the motor of the pump, main motor. I'm going to on the main motor. Now the water pressure has increased, and now I'm filling all the bottles with the filtered water. It is the red bottles in which I am filling the water. Now I am going to fix the cap over the water. And now I am going to place this bottle in the proper place so that I can use at the time of requirement. My friends, I mean to say, I have spoken lot of sentences over the water bottles. I can speak a number of sentences. I can add number of sentences on the bottles. But I was just telling these things to you because like I was making the sentences, you can make the sentences on any of the topics. So my friends, never hesitate while speaking. Never feel shy while speaking. Don't be afraid. Choose any subject and try to speak number of sentences over that. That will help you a lot in communication. And what you are learning throughout the day, you try to use practically. Even in an office, you try to speak a number of sentences in English. That will enhance, that will elevate your English skill up to the next level. And suppose you are finding a word like big. Don't try to learn only big, but try to make the sentence big. Like elephant is a big element. This is big football. This is big fridge. This is big table. Means if you want to keep this in your memory, you try to make some number of sentences with that words. That will help you a lot because you are making some number of sentences. The big will store in your mind. Similarly, you will have to store number of words, and that is only possible for using that word several times. So my friends, if any words is coming and any vocabulary is coming which are new to you, You try to use that word several times in a day in your daily conversation, so that you will be able to know how to speak that word, how to use that words in your sentences. And for doing the practice in such a way, no one can stop to speak in English. If you are getting an opportunity, you sit in front of mirror, you can do the practice, you can speak yourself aloud. Try to speak number of sentences aloud, because if you are speaking loudly, you will get the confidence to speak. Like I am speaking in front of you. Few days back, I was unable to speak a single sentence in front of you. You will find my first video in which I was not feeling very much confidence while speaking. But nowadays, I am trying to speak number of sentences in English. So I am getting a confidence to speak in front of you. You should not hesitate while speaking. You should not worry about the mistake. Even I will tell you that if you are going to start from today, you should not worry about the mistake. You should generate an ability. You should try to create an ambition to speak in English. You should not worry about your mistake. Even I will tell you, for first few days, you think that you are the master of the English. You should speak number of sentences in English, so that you can get the confidence. I am telling you, if you are going to start, you start making sentences. You should not wait for the vocabulary to store more. Whatever storage of words and the vocabulary in your mind, you try to make some number of sentences. You can make number of sentences on your hobby. You can make number of sentences of day-to-day activity. So my friends, from day one, the output of listening is to speak what you will learn so far. The much you speak, the much you become closer to your goal. So try to speak always in English. My friend, don't try to use your native language unless there is very much a requirement to use your native language. Because you are trying to learn English communication, you should try to listen English communication like a native language. So when you are getting a chance, you try to speak. You are going to market, you try to speak number of sentences in English, number of words in English. That will help you a lot. Another procedure I would like to tell you to adopt. Suppose you are listening a story. For example, like Akbar and Birbal. You are aware that this incident happened in the past. So, while listening the story, you will find the number of sentences related to the word had been would. So we were finding these are the words are repeating several times in that story. So you should try to find out a contents on YouTube, all use of watch word, and try to read that channel number of times. Then we will be able to know the usage of watch verb completely. And throughout the day, you try to speak number sentences related to the watch verb. Akbar was a king. He was a great emperor. There was another personality, Birbal. He was the supporter of king. I was going to the market. They were playing in the playground. They were playing cricket. Means, if you know how to use watch word after watching on a YouTube channel, you try to make sentence like this, as I was telling to you. So if you are doing this practice, my friends, you would be able to learn English very easily. So you should create interest in yourself to learn the English. Anything you would like to learn, you should create the interest. Unless you will not create the interest, we will not be able to learn those things. So my friends, from morning to evening, when you are getting a chance, you try to speak in English. For doing so, no one can stop you to learn English. You have any idea, you want to express to others, you try to speak in English, not in your native language. Because now your aim is to learn English communication. So, my friends, practice makes perfect. The more you speak in English, the more you learn, the more you approach to your goal. So, do the practice as much as possible, and if possible, you read the contents very carefully, which you like most, because while reading, you will come to know how the sentences are flowing in the sentences, and you will come to know how the sentences are attached with either, how the words are attached with either. And if you are reading, your accent and the rhythm and the intonation will improve and the pronunciation will also increase. So make a habit to read a simple sentences. You should try to read children's story. That would help you a lot. You should make a habit to read the contents on the daily basis. Listening, reading, writing, speaking, you should always try to use in daily routine. Make a habit to give some time to all this action. If you are doing so, another thing I would like to tell you, that while learning, you should make a consistency. Without consistency, not possible. Means you should practice on the regular basis. If you are not doing on the regular basis, you will not be able to learn. You will not get the confidence. Your confidence will increase only if you will speak the English on regular basis. You will listen the content on a regular basis. Try to write something in the evening. We are going to bed. Try to write down the contents which the incident happened during the day in your words. that would help you a lot while writing email, while writing any letter, or writing to express your view, your ideas. So you should try to make a habit of writing some contents on daily basis. Similarly, you should try to read some contents on daily basis. That will help you a lot while speaking English. My friends, I am also following the same procedure. I am giving much of the time to learn English communication. My friends, I am also a learner. So, whatever I am sharing, you should try to adopt all these things, because I am applying on myself, and I am trying to enhance my speaking capability gradually and naturally. We should try to learn English communication till we are not be able to speak or sentences without any hesitation, without lag, without any flaw, without putting any lot of pressure on the mind. So we should try to avoid all this flaw, all the hesitation, and that is only possible through the practice. So make a practice to speak in English on a regular basis. Thank you so much. Please, if you are liking my ideas and my views and my skills which I am telling you, please like and subscribe my channel so that I can make number of video for you that will help you a lot while speaking English. Thank you so much.